Namaste to all. My Acharya ji always says a very interesting proverb that if you want to destroy a nation, you have to destroy the culture of the nation. When the culture of the nation is destroyed, the nation gets destroyed at its own accord. You don't have to do anything else, just destroy the culture. And this technique was adopted by all the foreign invaders, all the leaders who governed or who ruled India in the last 5,000 years. Be it Mughals or Britishers, or before that we had Jain rulers or Buddhist rulers, etc. The culture of our nation, the culture of this entire universe was only Vedic culture. So if you want to destroy the nation, you have to destroy the culture. So when Vedas are destroyed, the nation gets destroyed. And Vedas are from Almighty God. You cannot destroy Vedas. So what these people did is intelligently they started misinterpreting the Veda mantras to create an image of vulgarity, violence in the mind of people. So there are many channels in YouTube which has only one duty today. That duty is to destroy the Vedas, destroy the Vedic scriptures by proving that these scriptures speak so much bad. They speak about vulgarity. And one of the famous mantra which they quote is Rigveda Mandal 10, Sukta 61, mantra number 5, 6 and 7. Thanks to the effort of my Acharya ji, without him, we would not be knowing the right meaning of these mantras. And my Acharya always says that you have to go to a learned Rishi, learned Acharya who has attained the Samadhi to understand Vedas. Do not read it from the book. Some person asked me yesterday in the internet, can I buy the book written by Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati on Yajurveda and read it? I advised him, please do not buy it. It is waste of money. You will waste like 1,200 or 1,500 rupees. End of the day, you will not understand anything. You will not even touch the book in life. And even if you read it, you will not understand it. Because Vedas are not books. Then why Maharishi wrote Yajurveda Bhashya? Maharishi wanted to write all the 4 Bhashyas, but he wrote Yajurveda Bhashya full, and then he wrote Rigveda Mandal up till 7th, 6th Mandal completely. Just in an attempt to give an idea of the Vedas. He did not write the full Bhashya. Nobody can write the Veda mantras because Veda mantras generate inside the heart in the Samadhi. So we can try to refer those Bhashyas if we have a basic idea after listening from the Acharya. Otherwise these books will be just papers, will not be of any use. God did not give the knowledge of Vedas in paper form, in pencil form, in book form. God gave the knowledge in the Samadhi only. Even today God gives the knowledge of Vedas in the Samadhi only. So now let's understand this mantra, Rigveda Mandal 10 by 61 by 5. Om Pratishta Yasaya Veera Karmam Mish Nad Dhanush Shtitam Nu Nharyo Apo Hat Punastada Brihati Yad Kanaya Duhitura Anubritam Manarva. Yasya Veera Karmam Pratishta. That family in which the act of producing son, that is, that the family in which the act of acquiring son is done, that means there is a son who is born in that family. Ishnut anushtitum punah tat avarihati. Success to get the son again, the family is inspired to acquire a son and baby. Nu naryaha apohut. For the benefit of the mankind, the head of the family must leave the family. Yat, by which Kanayaha duhituhu anu britumas. The son is made to become able to get progeny. That is, the son who was obtained by the father is made capable of obtaining progeny. Anarva, the son becomes able to discharge his family duties. This is the word-to-word meaning of the mantra. The idea of the mantra is when the marriage is performed, then it is the motto of the family to get children. God says in Vedas, what is the aim of marriage? The aim of marriage is to get children. Husband and wife gets married, a male and female gets married to get children and to do pious Vedic duties in the family life. So the idea of the mantra is, when marriage is performed, then it is the motto of the family to get children. When the family gets a son, and in his young age the son becomes able to get married to further and produce son, and also becomes capable of discharging his family duties, then the head of the family, that is the son's father, shouldering all his duties of the family on his son, should leave the family immediately for the benefit of the society. Means the father of the family should take vanaprastha or should go to sannyas for the benefit of the society. So one of the ashram is sannyas ashram or vanaprastha ashram, where the person is giving upadesh of Vedas to the common public. That is the benefit of the society. Benefit of the society means that my Acharya writes that he should spread the spiritual knowledge of Vedas and family experiences to the society. This is the idea of this mantra. There is no vulgarity in this mantra. The problem is, vulgarity is there in our minds. We get vulgar thoughts and then we wanted to destroy our culture. So we put the vulgarity in those culture, that is the Vedas. If you read Mahidara, if you read Sayanacharya, if you read Griffith, if you read Max Muller, you will understand so much vulgarity in Vedas, whereas the vulgarity was there in their minds and not in the Veda mantras. Next mantra, Om Madhyayat Kartavam Bhavat Bike Kabam Kridavane Pitari Yuvatayam Mananagreto Jahaturviyanta Sanau Nishiktam Sukritasya Yayonau Yat Yuvatayam Kartavyam Abhavat. In the case of a wife who is young, when her duty to produce a child is completed, Pitri Kamam Krinavane Abike, the father of that son or the husband of that wife, he gets a desire of getting further children inside his mind. Viyanto Manok Rataha Jahatuhu. Then the husband and wife, they meet and they produce further progeny, further children. Sukritasya Yono Sanau Nishaktam. In return, based on the pious deeds in the family, that is, producing progeny is a pious duty of the family. That is the aim of the marriage. So there is no vulgarity in this. God is giving the knowledge that why you have to get married. God is unless knowledge is given, knowledge is not gained. If you are married and you have a son or daughter, you will understand this. If you have taught your son or daughter A, B, C, D, A, E in any language, you would understand that knowledge can never be gained unless it's given. You have to teach A, B, C, D 1,100 times. Then only that child can write A, B, C, D. Similarly, every knowledge has to be taught. Nobody can get knowledge without being given by somebody else. So here Almighty is saying that you have to produce children. That is your pious duty. And you produce your children with your wife only. That is also coming in the next mantra. Husband and wife should produce children. This is a fundamental law which is educated by Almighty God in the Vedas. Let's see the next mantra. Om Pitayat Swam Tuhitaram Madishkan Kshamaya Retah Sanjagamanoni Shinchat Swadhayo Ajannayan Brahmadeva Vastoshpatim Vratapam Nirattakshan. Kshamaya Sanjagamana, duly connected with the wife, who is the source of getting progeny. Retah Nishinchan, by completing the process of pregnancy. Of course, Retah Nishinchan also gives some more knowledge, but to understand that husband and wife should meet to get complete the process of pregnancy. Pita Swam Duhitaram Adishkan, the father gets his daughters, that is, he does not get son in this case. Suppose husband and wife, they meet and then they produce a child, and that is not a son, it's a daughter. There is nothing wrong in getting daughters. That's what Almighty God says here. People have a wrong thinking that Vedas says only about son. Vedas do not speak about daughter. No. Son or daughter is the form of, the body is different. Jivatma is, every soul is same only. Soul is neither male nor female. God says, Svadayaha Devaha Brahmajanayan. That learned person, the father, the discerning man produces the knowledge. That is, the learned person, he produces the fundamentals of family knowledge in front of the family. Vastoshpatim Vratapam Niratakshan. That is what knowledge he produced to determine and fix the daughter as an owner to protect the pious deeds of her father. That means in the absence of son, all the wealth, all the pious sanskars of the family is protected by the daughter. That is decided by the father, who is learned gentleman. Learned means here learned of Vedas. Learned does not mean he is MA, PhD. So my Acharya writes, in case if the husband does not get son and only gets the daughter, then the daughter becomes the protector of her father's duties and becomes the owners of the father's property. This is a tradition of Vedic culture and is also accepted by learned Vedic philosophers. That is the idea of this mantra. So there is no vulgarity in these mantras. The vulgarity is there in our minds, in people's minds who want to go against Almighty God. That is the vulgarity. We must always try to understand again and again, Vedas are emanating from God. There is no vulgarity in Vedas. Vedas speaks the eternal truth. So when there is no son, the daughter gets the property. When there is son and daughter, it is father's decision to equally divide and give the property. There are so many rules and regulations written by our Rishi Munis based on the Vedic knowledge that we have to adopt in our life. So let us be careful. You always, if you are really a lover of Vedas, you try to forward this kind of videos to people. At least some people would try to understand, yes, Vedas are truth. I think there is no vulgarity in these mantras. And always listen Veda mantras from an Acharya only, not from people, common people. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.